Everyone's talking about AI, but I'm using it to replace real engineering tasks inside utilities. How you doing today? My name is Alexander Akabogu. Welcome back to the Engineering Basketball channel, the channel where myself, a SCADA engineer, a degreed engineer, as well as a degreed computer scientist, who's been in the industry for 10 plus years and counting, comes to you with the combination of how I approach my engineering workday, aligns with exactly how I approach the game of basketball, especially on a development standpoint, where I create systems. And these systems have helped me be a former college basketball player, a high school and middle school basketball coach, and a skills and development trainer. What I want to talk to you about is AI. AI, everybody uses the buzzword AI, AI this, AI that, where truthfully the more important portion of AI is the automation. Automating tasks, especially manual tasks that can cause errors and delay project finishes. Alright. Just give me a brief explanation of my SCADA utility world. As a SCADA engineer, I work currently at distribution substations. A substation is essentially a hub where we send electrical power to residential and commercial areas. That's sent over initially by high voltage transmission lines, dropped into distribution substations at several locations, and then that distribution substation controls the distribution of power to its residents. Not only distribution, but more importantly, the safety. The safety where when things go wrong, when we have bad storms or situations where our power goes out, our distribution substations not only have the power to give power, but they have the power to take power away, turn off power when it's unsafe, sectionalize power, or redistribute power if needed. All of that comes into play where many engineers communicate to manually provide configuration files for the devices that are inside the distribution substations. We provide those configuration files based on the size of the substation, based on how many customers they're supporting, how many points they need to send, and the devices and the equipment inside the sub, organized by things called point assignment sheets. An assignment sheet essentially is a large Excel tables with different tabs that tell you how and what and where each analog point comes from or goes to, each alarm point comes from and goes to, and each control point comes from and goes to, and essentially builds out the layer of the substation in Excel format. A lot of this information is manually input as well as manually managed, right? If you have a substation at a specific area and you have few engineers who understand what is happening there, that is a bottleneck, especially when you have changes such as the company gets money to upgrade that substation. What's that process workflow like? You have to update the engineering drawings initially for the sub, subsequently update the point assignment sheets for the sub, and then subsequently update the configuration files that need to be dropped into those devices at the substation. There cannot be mistakes. There cannot be mistakes because you're powering people. You're giving residential people power, right? Electricity power to run their microwave, power to run their thermostats, power to turn on their lights, power to charge their Teslas, power to turn on their humidifiers for their babies, power to live their life. So you cannot make mistakes. There are mistakes made often when these workflows are being, worked through. This is where I come in. I am building AI-assisted or automated-assisted workflows that minimize or eliminate those manual issues that cause rework and wasted money. Wasted money. Ways I'm doing that are, one, automating pipelines. I need to understand what type of upgrades are typical. What type of upgrades do you standardly do? Those upgrades I can package and essentially create conditional statements through this AI workflow, this AI assisted workflow to do the work for me. When I say this is happening at this sub, it understands what needs to be updated, where the drawings need to be changed. It has the database of what's currently there. It has the database of the current drawings, the current point assignment sheet, and the current configurations. And if I say that we're adding a sync check relay to a feeder at a substation, it knows that I need to add, it knows the current configuration of that relay. What's happening? It knows the current configuration of that relay. It knows the feeder you're referencing and understands what it means to add a sync check relay to a feeder. One analog, two alarms, is it ABC phase? All those things that I am implementing to eliminate that hiccup of, oh, the engineer that knows how to do this is going to a different team. What are we going to do? The engineers that know how to do this are taking a sick day or taking a vacation, had a baby or out on maternity leave, right? All are in a meeting and can't take a call, or we hired a new guy. How does he learn how to do this? All these changes that are inevitable, I build AI-assisted workflows, automated pipelines that can categorize this and save utilities a lot of time. And the tweak of this is that I have this package ready if you were interested. I have Python auto-generated code that can take a point assignment sheet and create RTU configurations, or device configurations, I would say, data aggregator configurations on site. Go from point assignment sheet, readable by humans, to RTU configurations, readable by devices. And I have Python code that can automate that process, right, with just a few clicks through your command line. That will save people much more time, as well as workflows to verify, create, review, approve through my AI assisted workflows. Why this matters, and I've said this many times, you are saving so much time with errors or having to be in the field and test the entire substation because you're not sure if anything else has changed. Wasting time. And I save that time. If you're interested in something like this, or have some comments on some things you've done to save time and utility, because this is a running video that I'll have, how I save time. And this is one of the ways I save time through my Python auto generation tool. Over and out.